Well, welcome to another, I won't call it this an episode. I intended to, record the podcast and so that I don't mix the two things, the two subjects together. This is the episode. This is not the episode. This is the video that I go to describe the Patreon. So just so you know, it's live. It is up there. First things about that is a ton of resistance for me to put that out there. It's not easy to launch something and not have fear and doubt and everything, crowd my mind. And, you know, one of the greatest lessons from this podcast has been really just to launch it and improve it as we go along. And so, in the things that I detail about the Patreon and about the subscriptions and about the tiers, there's a lot of things that I really want to add into there that I haven't yet. This has been a culmination of about 2 weeks of work where I've been thinking about it heavily and tweaking things, improvising things, and changing it. As you know, the intended purpose of the podcast is never from a nonprofit standpoint. It's always been a for-profit idea, and it needs to be self-sustained. That is my belief in this idea. And so, in providing a service outside of the free calls that we do on Thursday, I'm providing exclusive content that's going to be available to all the patrons at different tier levels, and I, I it's exciting. It's exciting to put something like this out, and I hope to use this video to describe to you what this whole experience can be like for you at the different tier levels. And I am going to make sure that you see that I can view this as a public person so that we can see what this is all about. And I want to make sure that actually, you know what I should do is probably make it so that it's its own page so that I can select the currency that I want to see it in. That way that everybody sees it in that currency as well. And so it's been a lot of work, a lot of thinking and a lot of tweaking and stuff. First I want to shout out Dan Thornquist, Nate Aris. You guys have been, and my wife, man, my wife especially, is to allow me to, and oh, forgot, sorry, Nate Lowe to of helping me put this all together. It's a, it's I like to think of it as an imperfect product right now, but we're working on, still working on improving and adding things to it. And so, thank you for being a part of this journey, regardless of whether or not you contributed to the Patreon or whatever. The fact that we're able to sit here and even have discussions about Noble Father in this regard is absolutely amazing. Um, I do want to say something about this project is that I've never intended it to be something where it only lines my pocket or that I benefit from this. I want this ultimately to benefit everybody in the community and fathers everywhere. And so the dream is to be able to one day fund a retreat uh, center, a retreat place where people can come, fathers can come and create memories with their children. That is the ultimate idea of this whole idea. And this is just a stepping stone to that. And so, an idea like that is expensive, and there needs to be systems in place for us to bring that about. And this is one of those ways that I'm going about doing that. Um, and so, I'm going to share my screen and show you what I've been working on. And so, this is the project that I've been working on for the last little while, is to try to get this out. I said that I'd get it out on Monday, and it's still Monday, and I'm, recording this video so that you guys understand what this is all about. And so, if you don't understand what Patreon is really where I can develop a membership program for people. And this program would enable you to get specific perks based on the tier that you selected. And so these tiers cost money in order to become a patron in that level. And with that level, you get your exclusive perks and whatnot. Now, each additional perk will contain the perks of the previous tier. So in this example, the $5 tier, the $25 tier will have what the $5 tier has, plus additional things. And so that's one way to understand it. Now, why a membership? You need to have a membership because I am providing value. My time is important, but also that the result that you're seeking, the father that you're looking to become, that has a value too. And so it needs to be something that you invest in. And learning to invest in yourself is one of the most important things in any personal development journey. And it's what springboarded me into the journey that I'm on right now as a noble father, is that I invested in myself. I poured knowledge into myself. I hired coaches. I spent a lot of money into becoming who I am right now that you're seeing. And so that required me to invest. And so that's lesson number one. And so I need to have something like this because I am also doing this full time. This is what I am impassioned with. This is what I am doing as a business. This is what I am running. And so I need to be paid for my time. And so that is really where the genesis of this idea came to, is because I need to provide for my family while doing this. And so I'd like to think it's for a great cause. It's for fathers that I care about, and I'm not doing it solely for the money. The intent, purpose, the heart of the idea is to provide for fathers, to help them become the fathers that they want to be, and also to help their children lead a life of legacy to generations, and starting from one father at a time. That is the reason why I'm creating this. And so enough on that. The Patreon. So I'm going to go into describing what the newbie father, these are just funny names that I thought I'd include in there for you to understand the tiers. So in this tier, you are getting video tutorials and lessons. Now, what do I mean by video tutorial and lessons? You are getting a video every week about about a certain topic. And I'm going to challenge fathers to grow in their fatherhood, in their life, a personal development topic. And I'm going to challenge these fathers with practical and actionable things around that topic. And so let's, for example, say um, mindfulness. Maybe it'll be a mindfulness practice, or something else in tune with mindfulness. Including that, there'd be exclusive content. Now, what do I mean by exclusive content? Throughout the week, I have a lot of different ideas of things that I want to post. Sometimes I go to Facebook and I post it. Other times I don't feel like posting it. I am going to put everything that I have onto the page. I don't not filter anything, just put it out there. If you're subscribing, you understand who I am, you understand what I want to put out, and that's where I'm going to filter those things. I can throw memes and different blog posts and audio and different things on there, funny things that I catch and things that I see in my journey through fatherhood. I'm going to post there. And so that's going to be the exclusive content part of it. Early access and priority event registration. Now, what does this mean? Is that as a paid member of the community now, I want to enable you to have early access to things. When I announce that there's going to be a retreat in Vancouver, let's just say, you get priority event registration. Right away, and you get to access that before the people who are unpaid or who aren't a part of that community, the paid community. They won't get access to that. Behind the scenes content. Now, this one's pretty interesting. Is that let's just use the interview with Jose for an example. I had a conversation with him, and that conversation is uploaded for free onto the Noble Father YouTube channel. If you haven't checked that out, check that out. Is that I will have a follow-up conversation with Jose where we will talk about the podcast, or maybe additional stories will come up. It'll have additional content for you to digest. And sometimes maybe I'll record a video podcast, upload the audio onto the podcast, and enable the video to be seen, in the patrons only. So different forms of behind the scenes content that I'm going to provide, I'm going to submit onto there. And so it's not just the lessons, but also additional ads for that. Um, so that's Newbie Father. That's $5 per month. And this is US dollars. Okay. The second tier above that is the $25 a month. Now, on top of what I just detailed in the $5 per month, you're also getting a live Q&A. Now, this live Q&A is going to be a 30-minute live session that I'm going to host. I believe I put down as 2 times a month. So every other week. Yes, correct. So it's every other week. And so patrons can come on and they can ask questions about their life, their story, whatever the topic is, maybe even struggles that they're going through. And this is going to be recorded. And this Q&A is going to be submitted onto the patrons for Trying Fathers and above. So everybody will have access to it. That is the additional ad for the $25 per month. The $50 per month, the Learning Father tier, we are having a weekly mastermind, and this is a 1 hour mastermind that we're going to host on Tuesdays, which is going to be the additional meetup outside of the Thursday free calls that we have already. And this is where you're going to meet fathers of this tier and the above tiers, and also where I challenge you to go even further. So you can see kind of the disconnect between the $50 a month and the $5 a month is that this one I'm uploading a tutorial or the video topic on a video, and I'm submitting it onto Patreon, and that's it. You just have access to the videos. Whereas in this one, you're going to meet the fathers who are also in this tier. You are going to grow with them, and you're going to challenge and push each other to grow. And you'll have access to all the other stuff, just like I said, the live Q&As down here. Now we're getting into the nitty gritty because there's really higher tiers that are going to bring some major, tremendous amount of value. And I, done my best to kind of figure out the math about it, and does it make sense and all this stuff. And so, like I said at the beginning of the video, is that we are tweaking as we go. It's an imperfect product. We're going to modify, and things have changed. So these are not entirely set in stone. I'm optimizing as we go along. The next tier is called Growing Father, which is $100 per month. Now, in this tier, what I am providing is on top of the weekly mastermind, you are also getting live chat with me, which means that you will have direct access to me via chat, and you can message me and I will respond back within 24 hours. Obviously, I have a family to manage by myself too. I have responsibilities, and I will prioritize being more present with my family than it is to go to answer these messages. Now, there may come a time where it will scale to a point where I'll have too many people and I will not be able to do this. And so that might change. We'll see. I'm always, thinking about. Additionally, in this tier, we also have a book that I'm going to mail to you every quarter with a personal note. And in this personal note, I'm going to speak to you. I'm going to um, give you encouragement. And then on top of that, after you finish that book, we are going to schedule a 30-minute one-on-one call to debrief the book together, to talk about it. Because this book will be curated by me over that time frame of that quarter to understand who you are and what I think would be a great fit for you and your journey. Um, that's going above and beyond in that tier. And so now we're entering the $500 a month, and these are where there's going to be limited spots, very limited spots. I've been thinking about limited spots for the Growing Father, but we'll cross that bitch whenever we cross it. Serious Father, limited 10. And now this is where it gets really, really special, and it gets more intimate and getting more access with me and more private access with me. You're getting an additional 1 hour call, 1 hour one-on-one coaching call with me personally twice a month. So once every other week. And in it, we're going to be talking about, hey, where are you at presently? Who are you? You know, what is the man and the father that you want to be in the future? And these conversations are all about you. And, we'll go deep into whatever it is you bring or whatever you're facing. And we'll, challenge and stretch you. I'm going to be there to challenge and stretch you, and to, hold you to what you said you're going to do, because it's not so much these masterminds aren't, maybe you need more of a hands-on touch and a hands-on approach. This is where that's going to happen. I'm literally going to be sitting there listening to what you're going through. We're going to go deep on these topics, and nothing is going to get in our way of doing that. On top of the book that's being sent to you, you have the previous, perks that are available to you. And so that is the $500 per month tier. Now, this is the ultimate tier. Now, this is where we're starting to really get very, very intimate, is you are going to get access to me every single week for 2 hour one-on-one coaching conversation. On top of that, you're also getting my Rolodex. Now, the reason why I called this one the Legendary Legacy is because this is for fathers who are looking to build a business for themselves. One of the things about my journey as I've undergone it is that I've picked up a lot of skills, a lot of different things and experiences along the way that really helps to benefit somebody who's looking to start a business, especially fathers. Is that I am providing all of those things, all of my knowledge and all of the systems that I know, and also the connections that I have to build the dreams that you want to build. Now, not only that, is that the only difference between this and the Serious Father is that we do not get the one-on-one calls perks that you have from this tier. you have your own weekly 2-hour one-on-one call with me. You also have access to me. You get the books as well. You get the Rolodex. And what is different about this one is also you get the live event VIP. And what I mean by that is that not only do you get you get the knowledge ahead of time that there's an event coming, but also that there may be certain perks along with attending those events. So like let's just say, I pay for your accommodations. Maybe I cover also your airfare. Well, there's different things that we're going to be able to do with this tier. Um, it says patrons of this tier are guaranteed a seat on all future online and in-person events. So you're guaranteed to get in no matter what. Um, and that is the ultimate tier. And I'm only able to offer 5 of those. And so, if somebody decides, oh, I no longer need this, they can vacate that position and it'll open up for others. But there's only 5. That's only all I'm offering. Now, are there going to be higher tiers? Potentially. There's a lot of different things we can do. There could also be a tier where, a person, subscribes and I fly them out to have one-on-one time with me, and we do things together and we get to know one another together. There's a ton of things that we can do. Anyways, that's all I want to share about this Patreon. If you're looking to support us, do check out the page. Just come and check it out. It's patreon.com/noble father. And you can come and have a look. And if you have any questions, you have any feedback about this Patreon page, please let me know. I am always trying to optimize and I care about what my community says about it. And um, yeah, any other questions you have, reach out to me. So that's all I got to say. I have to head out the door. I have to go to a BJJ thing for my son. And I believe that is it. Please also help me share it. Like, help me get this out because, every little bit matters. And I am not just doing this out of the kindness of my heart, but also that I need to be paid for it. And I do provide for my family this way. And so I appreciate you, appreciate the support that you guys have given me. And thank you for taking part in this journey with me. So bye for now.